Alright, this is a request to do problems from ASGM 107. Alright, so in the directions you're supposed to find the equation of a line. We're going to write it in slope-intercept form. It's going through the point negative 3, 0, and it's parallel to y equals 3 halves x minus 5. So, first of all, we want to identify what is the slope of this line. So the slope of this line is just 3 halves, right? Remember, this is a slope-intercept form, so the slope is 3 halves. For it to be parallel, it has to be the same slope. So that's going to be the slope of our new line. So we use our point slope form. Our point is negative 3, 0. So it's y minus 0 equals 3 halves x plus 3, right? It's plus because minus and negative 3 is plus 3. And we distribute and simplify. So y minus 0 is just y. Distribute that, so it's 3 halves x. 3 times 3 halves is 9 halves. And that is our answer. So recap, it says parallel to this line. You have to find the slope of this line. The slope of this line is simple. It's the coefficient of x, so it's 3 halves. If it's parallel, it has the same slope. So we use that slope and the given point. I'm using the point slope form and plugging in these values, right? The y1 is 0. x1 is negative 3, so y minus 0 equals the slope, m is 3 halves, parentheses x minus negative 3 is plus 3, and then we just simplify, right? Y minus 0 is y, and I distribute the 3 halves, and I get 3 halves x plus 9 halves. Okay? Now, she requested only number 7. I'm going to go ahead and do number 7 and number 9, because 7 is actually kind of special. All right. So here we have y equals negative 4. Perpendicular though, perpendicular. So what does that mean? In fact, I'm going to do number 9 first, then I'm going to come back to number 7. So here's number 9. What is the slope of this line? The slope of this line is negative 3. But I don't want it parallel to this one, I want it perpendicular. So perpendicular slope, you're going to take your number and you're going to find the reciprocal. The slope, the reciprocal of negative 3 is negative 1/3, right? You're going to take the reciprocal of that. But to make it perpendicular, you also have to change the sign. So if it's negative, you're going to make it positive. So remember, every fraction has like a 1 underneath, and I take the reciprocal of that, flip it, get 1/3, and change the sign. So that's the perpendicular slope. So my new slope I'm working with is 1/3. Now use the point slope form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Our x1 is negative 3. Our y1 is negative 5. So plug that in. So it's y plus 5 equals 1/3. That's our m. X plus 3. Distribute on the right. So it's 1/3 x plus 1. Right? 1/3 times 3 is 1. 1/3 times x, 1/3 x. Subtract 5 from both sides, and I get 1/3 x minus 4, and that's our final answer there. Okay, so why did I skip 7? Well, first I need to get this point across, okay? And 7 doesn't look like that. All right, so this is the important part. This is the most common problem of perpendicular, where you're actually given a slope. What's the slope of this one? The slope of this one is 0, right? There's no x, so the slope is 0. But what's the perpendicular slope? Whoa, what's the reciprocal of 0? Well, that's 1/0. Well, that's not a number. 1/0 is not defined. So we're talking about, or slope is undefined. So we're talking about a vertical line. So in this case, there's no work involved. You have to realize that the line you're looking at has undefined slope. So it's just x equals the x value. X equals negative 4. So remember, if a slope is undefined, that means it's a vertical line, and the equation is going to be x equals the x value you have. So that's the answer to this one, x equals negative 4. And that's it. Let's see if I can successfully stop this.